Today we're at You and Me here in the Maldives.
We've had a wonderful 3 nights here. Can't wait to tell you everything you need to know before you book. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
We're Voyager Crew. We post weekly videos with travel tips, hotel reviews, and videos from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So if you don't already, consider subscribing. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. It really helps our videos get more exposure and produce more videos just like this. All right, let's jump right into the review. Our first category is location.
Location, we rate 5 stars. This property is located in Ra Atoll that has a great selection of properties due to the beautiful lagoons and the beautiful islands that exist here. You and Me is a stunning island with white sand and teal waters located just about 40 minutes from Malé.
One of the best parts about this island is you can circumnavigate the entire island just by the beachside. And in fact, the way the island is laid out, there's very little paths that go through the interior of the island. So this is quite contrasted to a lot of other Maldives properties where typically from one place to another, you'll go through the interior paths. In this case, you mostly travel from restaurant to restaurant by the beach, which is a really great perk of this island.
If you do choose to go into the interior, whether it's to the spa or you're in a beach villa, the foliage is so lush and beautiful. You're completely covered by trees and there's little tree archways throughout the entire island.
In general, the sand here is very white and soft, and the water is a beautiful blue because there's very little seagrass in this lagoon. The lagoon also stays nice no matter what the tide is, so you're always looking at beautiful blue water, and there is a lot of coral in the area. While they don't have a house reef specifically, they do have small corals throughout the lagoon and lots of fish, so that is one of the advantages of this really large lagoon on the edge of the atoll.
There are no major obstructions from any of the villas in terms of local islands or other hotel islands. While you do see a few islands in the distance, there's really minimal disruption.
As Marin mentioned, we are in Ra Atoll, which is about a 45-minute flight away from Malé, which brings us to our second category, lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in, we rate 4.5 stars. If you've watched some of our other videos, you'll know that lobby and check-in starts when you land at the international airport. In our case, we came from their sister property, Cocoon, which you can check out that review in the upper right-hand corner. But typically when you land in Valana International Airport, you're greeted by the hotel staff once you walk through customs. They take you to the seaplane transfer desk where you check in your luggage and check into the flight. Cocoon Collection does have their own lounge in the new seaplane terminal, and that's a great place to wait for the flight. The wait can be between an hour or 2.5 hours depending on other arriving guests or departures, but in our case we did come from the sister property, so it was a quick transfer through the seaplane terminal and a nice wait in the lounge. While a direct seaplane transfer would be about 45 minutes, we did stop at nearby island Joe Alley, so that did add an additional 15 minutes. We never really mind stopping at other properties because it's really fun to see other hotels along the way.
It is quite typical if you are going to be flying further from Malé to have some stops along the way, so you should often expect to stop at least one property, maybe 2, depending on how far you are. This property is on Trans-Maldivian Airlines, and we had a great plane on the way here. Actually, if you've watched some of our other reviews, we have certainly talked up Manta Airways in the past, but Trans-Maldivian recently has updated a lot of their fleet, and both of those airlines are now great options here in the Maldives. Now, you don't have a choice of airlines. That is going to be determined by the property, but it is great to know that Trans-Maldivian is going through that process of updating a lot of their planes and their facilities, which we really love to see.
Once you arrive on property, you are greeted by hotel staff. In our case, we had a king and queen VIP arrival with a beautiful staff holding umbrellas, which is the traditional entrance for the king and queen in the Maldives. We received a flower crown and a necklace, which was a really nice welcome to the property.
On arrival, you're also met with Bodobaru drumming and a cold towel, which is a great way to arrive on property. We also met our island host who took us into the lobby, which has beautiful sand floors and wood decor, similar to a lot of the style on property here. We then were taken on a short island tour and then promptly to our room, where our island host showed us a lot of the amenities in the room, which of course brings us to our third category, rooms.
Rooms we rate 4 stars. This property focuses heavily on overwater rooms, with only 10 of the 100 rooms being beach villas with pools. We were checked into a lagoon suite with a pool formerly known as the Dolphin Villa. These rooms are beautiful and face out to an incredible blue lagoon. Right when you walk in the room, you're greeted with that same beach rustic look that you did have in the lobby and across the property. There's a beautiful king bed that faces views out to that lagoon and the pool outside. On the left-hand side of the room, there is a mini bar with included coffee, tea, soft drinks, and even a wine fridge with a few bottles of wine that are included on the all-inclusive plan. There's also a small couch next to the mini bar, and the bathroom is located on the other side of the villa. The bathroom has 2 vanities, a toilet, bidet, and a shower that has direct access out to the patio. On the patio, we have a small dinette, a direct access to the lagoon, and a beautiful pool with 2 chaise lounges. The pool area is covered by a partial shade structure, so there is a little bit of covering in the afternoons.
One of my favorite parts about this room is the pool and the fact that there is no railing around that pool, so you have unobstructed views of the lagoon in front, both from inside the room as well as out on the balcony. It really makes for a beautiful sitting area and a great way to watch the sunset, watch the lagoon throughout the day. The rustic look in the rooms is very charming, and there are aspects of it that we really enjoy. Some of the wall decor and elements like that do come off a bit kitschy, but interestingly enough, they are about to do a renovation coming up very soon, and a lot of that is going to focus on removing some of the items that they have in this room, like some of the wall decor as well as some of the curtains, and changing those over to more neutral toned curtains, as well as just generally more neutral tones throughout the room.
We did have the chance to check out a few of their other room types, some of which do have the new curtains. The lagoon villas are their standard overwater villa. Those are semi-detached, so you do share a wall with the neighboring lagoon villa. They are incredibly private though, with a private patio, the chaise lounges, and the dinette as well. We did also have the chance to tour the beach villas with a pool, which are absolutely beautiful. Those are larger suites, and the pool is incredibly private. It's located to the left of the villa and is completely surrounded by lush foliage. The view from the villa is pretty direct out to the water with an archway of foliage, so the room is still incredibly private. The highlight of the beach suite with pools is definitely the bathroom. They are absolutely beautiful and fully outdoors. The rain shower is a gorgeous shower located at the back of that bathroom, and there is a beautiful freestanding tub. We did also have the chance to explore 2 of the other higher categories, which are the aqua suites. The aqua suite with a slide and the aqua suite with a pool are very similar. The inside is exactly the same. The only difference is the exterior. The aqua suites with the slides are really fun. We did have the chance to check that out at Cocoon. They're a great, more budget-friendly option if you're looking for a larger suite, but not quite in the price tier as the pool suites.
I would say that aqua suite category is our favorite category from a layout perspective. The bathroom in particular is gorgeous and also features a freestanding tub, as well as just generally a better layout in terms of space. The balcony is also much larger because there is a larger footprint, so I think in general that is our preferred room. That being said, the view in the pool villa is slightly more obstructed from the bed because of where the pool is located in front of the bathroom versus in front of the bedroom. So in our particular suite here, where we are in the lagoon suite, we do have a beautiful unobstructed view over the pool, which we really do like. One thing that also is different about the aqua suites with a pool is that they do have stairs that go completely down into the lagoon, because the lagoon is slightly shallower in that particular area than it is where the lagoon suites and the lagoon villas are, where there is stairs down to platform and a ladder before you get into the water. So that could make a difference if you do have trouble with mobility and getting into the water. That staircase that goes all the way down into the water is really convenient.
On this property, there really is no bad location for most of the rooms. You do have a beautiful view out of the villas, either towards other water villas or out into the beach. There are a few beach villas that are a little bit closer to the water sports center or the spa, so be sure to work with your travel agent or the property to request the rooms in the middle.
Another call out for these rooms, with the exception of the villas, is that the suites all do face out into a lagoon area where you have a tremendous amount of privacy. There's really nothing happening in front of you. You're not facing the beach in most cases. And so a lot of these rooms are extremely private, which is a great advantage of these particular rooms. These rooms do also feature twice daily housekeeping, which we love, and of course brings us to our 4th category, service.
Service, we rate 4 stars. Overall, the service here has been great. The staff are very attentive, and most of them remember your preferences throughout the day and throughout the different meals. Every room on property, whether you're in the standard villas or the suites, does receive an island host. That island host is not quite a butler, it's more of a personal concierge. They're there to help you make reservations, check-ins. They send reminders about meal times and other events that you go to, which we always need because we always forget. And they are there to pick you up in a buggy anytime you need. They are accessible on WhatsApp, and they are a great feature of this property.
As we mentioned, they do twice daily housekeeping, including a turn-down service in the evening, which is quite nice. The turn-down is not anything particularly special, and there were some inconsistencies across some of the housekeeping aspects from what they did one day to another, but generally the service was clean and all of the housekeepers seemed very friendly. We also had engagements with the water sports staff who really were fun and enjoyed their job. And we also had most of our engagements with the dining staff, of course, as we saw them at most of our meals. It was nice that most of the staff did remember our names and for the most part didn't have to ask what room number we were after the first day, as well as remembering some of our preferences for coffee and what we liked from the previous day, which was also a nice aspect of the dining service. That brings us to our fifth category, dining.
Dining, we rate 4.5 stars. This property is a great all-inclusive option, and it is actually converting to a premium all-inclusive resort only at the end of December 2025. Currently, there are 5 dining outlets on property as well as a bar. They are adding a sushi bar that will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. in December, which is an awesome addition. Breakfast is served at the Sand Restaurant, which is their breakfast and dinner outlet. Breakfast is a semi-buffet. They do have some buffet options like dairy products, breads, juices, etc., but they mostly serve a la carte, so you can order eggs directly to your table, as well as some other healthier dishes like salads and benedicts. For dinner, this is a fully a la carte menu with the exception of one live station that has an appetizer.
The restaurant, The Sand, is a great venue. It is beautiful. It has sand floors, as the name suggests, and it looks out at the beautiful lagoon. It has very cool wooden tables, and the general ambiance of that restaurant is very, very cool. Because it is covered, it does often substitute for the green carpet restaurant when weather is not permitting to have completely outdoor dining. So we did end up having most of our meals in the Sand restaurant. I did love that all of those meals are a la carte as well. And while you do have that semi-buffet option, we did find that the servers were generally happy to go find us things as well, bring us fruit platters and other items from the buffet if they thought that that was something that we'd be interested in. The quality of the beverages and the coffee at breakfast was fabulous as well. They also had daily fresh juices and detox juice. So there were a lot of nice items at both breakfast and dinner.
The green carpet is located next to the Sand Restaurant, which is a lunch venue. During different weathers and seasons, that restaurant is not open, but they do serve that menu in the Sand Restaurant. That menu focuses primarily on sandwiches and healthier options like poke bowls and salads. We found the food at the green carpet venue to be excellent. We absolutely loved the smaller portions, and you can order as much as you want, which Max did discover and test out, and that is all included in the all-inclusive.
If you've watched some of our other reviews, you'll know that we're not the biggest fans of buffets, and if you are specifically looking for a buffet option as an all-inclusive, this is probably not the hotel that I would choose, but if you do prefer a la carte, as we both do, this is a really great option. And as Marin said, one of the best parts was the portions of each of the dishes. They were very well portioned. They weren't too small nor too big, and it was great because you did get the opportunity to try multiple things if you wanted to, and you didn't feel like you were restricted in any way because you could order exclusively from an appetizer menu or multiple main courses. You could mix and match, and we just had a really fun time kind of exploring a lot of the different menu items.
We did also have the chance to try La Pasta, which is their traditional Italian restaurant, and the food there was excellent. It is also a la carte dining, and it is open for lunch and dinner. They do have 2 seatings, and reservations are required to book there. They do have a true pizza oven and other traditional dishes like pastas, as well as chicken Milanese, and their menu items were all excellent. They even have the cutest tiramisu I've ever seen, served in a little espresso percolator, which was absolutely adorable. Finally, they do also have the Rising Sun, which is their teppanyaki table, and it is included on the all-inclusive as well. They also have 2 seatings for lunch and for dinner, and the teppanyaki quality was excellent. It was all served with sides as well as the mains. They have a wonderful set menu that is different for lunch and for dinner.
One of the great things that they do here as well is there is variation from day to day at the different venues, including the green carpet and at the Sand Restaurant, of particular live stations that they don't have on all the days or particular menu items. So you will see different menus, for instance, that say this is Tuesday with specific items for that day, which really does help vary a lot of the cuisine, particularly since you have quite a few little options to choose from in addition to those variations. It provides a nice variety of food.
They do also have an underwater restaurant called H2O. This is not included on the all-inclusive, and it will not be included on the premium all-inclusive that is launching in December. However, it is available to book. They have a lunch and a dinner option, and they are open every other day. The highlight of this restaurant is that it's curated by Michelin chef Andrea Burton. It is a beautiful venue that is set away from the property, and it is available for booking for $200 for lunch or $280 for dinner. It is a very unique underwater restaurant in that it does have a domed ceiling in half of the restaurant, so the seats in the front half of the restaurant are absolutely spectacular. You do have an upcharge of $50 if you'd like to sit at that end table, which is table number 5, but you can request the seats within the dome if you do book early enough. While we did not have a chance to try it for ourselves, we have heard from other travelers and from the reviews that the meal is expensive, but absolutely worth it. The experience on the whole is absolutely beautiful. You do arrive by Donny boat to the restaurant, and the restaurant is located 6 meters below the surface.
They do also have a very cool bar located directly next to the pool and the green carpet restaurant, where they do have nightly entertainment, as well as a variety of drinks on the all-inclusive that are signature cocktails that are unique to the property, so we appreciated that, as well as a lot of cocktails that they do have at an upcharge. They do have a lot of your standard cocktails like the pina colada on that all-inclusive menu as well. The bar and all of those other restaurants are all lined up on the same beach, so it does make a great experience to be able to walk the sand to get from venue to venue. It makes it nice and easy to move from place to place, and all of them have the advantage of having a view of the sunset. We really enjoyed that aspect of the property. After dinner every night, it was so nice to be able to walk along the beach over to the bar and listen to the live entertainment, which of course brings us to our 6th category, facilities.
Facilities we rate 4.5 stars. This property has so much to offer, and the layout makes it a really convenient and comfortable experience. The main pool is the main focal area of the property, and they do have a wonderful bar and pool and beach service. They also have a fantastic spa, which is the Elizabeth Arden Pro Spa, with Elizabeth Arden products in an overwater spa. That spa also does offer daily specials, like 20% off if you book before 1 p.m. Sometimes they have different offers depending on the day, so definitely recommend stopping by the spa and not pre-booking any spa treatments before you arrive. The overwater spa is absolutely beautiful. All of the 4 treatment rooms are over water, and they're all couples rooms. For every 80-minute treatment, you do also get access to an overwater steam, sauna, and jacuzzi area that is reserved for that one couple at a time. It is a beautiful overwater spa experience to tack on to that 80 minutes.
They do have a great fitness center located next to the spa as well, which has a beautiful view from inside the fitness center. It's really well appointed with lots of cardio machines as well as other machines and a good set of weights with a nice open floor area or other floor exercises. That is also nearby to the water sports center, where they do have a variety of water sports activities like jet skiing as well as sailing and kite surfing, which I love because I got to partake in that during this stay. We had some great wind. They also do have stand-up paddle boards as well as kayaks that are free, which is fantastic, as well as snorkeling equipment that you can pick up and take to your room. That way you have access to snorkeling across the island, which is also complimentary. Next to the water sports area, they do have a dive center as well, which does offer scuba diving as well as training for scuba diving. And one of the cool things that they do here is a daily free try scuba diving experience, where they do set up a little area where you can experience what it's like to try scuba diving in case it is something that you want to learn, but without making the commitment to actually paying for the certification.
All of the non-motorized water sports are included, and they will continue to be included. Once the premium all-inclusive plan does take place in December, you will also have access to a couple of free excursions, including a catamaran sail, a sunset cruise, and a guided snorkeling. One of the things we absolutely loved was the nightly entertainment. It's not something we typically are looking for in hotels, as we do tend to go to bed a little bit early, but we found ourselves gravitating towards the bar every single night. Every day they have different activities like a DJ, belly dancing, karaoke, and just live music at the bar. It's also just a beautiful setup. They have candle candles everywhere, including around the pool area, so it makes for a very romantic experience. This property is adults only, which is absolutely fantastic, so guests of 16 and older are welcome on property, but it makes for a generally romantic environment at the hotel.
In general, we pretty much only saw couples on this property, which is what we expected for an adults only all-inclusive. I think the style certainly matches that as well, which of course brings us to our seventh and final category, style.
Style we rate 4 stars. Overall, this property has a very beach rustic vibe, and that does come across all of the outlets, the lobby, and the rooms as well. They are continuing to refresh the property and update some of these things throughout 2025 in preparation for becoming that premium all-inclusive, and the new style choices they are making are excellent. In general, the furniture is comfortable, there is a lot of loungy type of environments, and I absolutely love in the evening having all of the candles around the bar and pool area.
The main restaurant, the Sand, I think is a great example of the really cool rustic beach vibe that they have. And they have multiple beach areas where they have covered day beds, as well as a quiet beach, which is an area that features no Wi-Fi, but has beautiful big umbrella pergolas and these nice big comfortable chaise lounges. They have that same wooden construction as a lot of the furniture and buildings across property.
While I wouldn't go so far as to call this property boho, it does have a very nice island rustic chic. It almost looks a little bit like Soneva, but at a much more affordable price point.
As we mentioned before, they are planning some updates to these rooms, including some of the elements that were not our favorite, including the curtains, as well as some of the wall decor. So we anticipate the style only getting more refined as they move forward.
Overall, we rate this property 4.4 stars. This is a very competitive offering, particularly with the new changes they're making to the all-inclusive plan. We absolutely loved our 3 nights here, and the combination of having a la carte dining and a higher-end experience at a reasonable price point is excellent. If you're looking to book this property or any other hotel in the Maldives or around the world, be sure to reach out to us because we get exclusive perks and discounts through our partners.
And if you're still early in your booking process and trying to learn more about the Maldives, we have great resources on our website, including a Maldives destination guide, as well as a full downloadable PDF guide to the Maldives and everything you need to know before you book.
And if you don't already, be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we post everything from our stays throughout the Maldives and around the world. So if you don't already, be sure to follow us at Voyager Guru.
And lastly, if you did enjoy this video and you found the content useful, be sure to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for many more videos from here in the Maldives, as well as around the world.
And as always, I'm Maren.
And I'm Max.
And we're Voyager Guru. See you out there.